Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. We're live for the Champions League. It's the holders, Real Madrid at Anfield. What a massive game this is. Can't wait for it. Really excited about it. And great to have such a big game. Liverpool, their season trophy-wise rests on Champions League success. Real Madrid are the holders. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I think that ultimately you've got to put Real Madrid down as favourites. But the thing that makes it a little bit interesting to me is that Man United went to Barcelona last week and I feel that we were the better side and should have won in the Nou Camp, and they're very much clear in La Liga. So it's got to be an incentive for Liverpool tonight to feel that they might be able to get the job done. Obviously, the second leg won't be easy. We're sponsored by Surfshark on the show. Surfshark is a virtual private network where you can get and protect your data, protection services, private messages, photos. My favourite thing about Surfshark is the feature where if you're in Australia and you want to watch a UK Netflix, you can change your location to London. So any location-specific streaming service, you can change your location from anywhere in the world. Fantastic. You can use it on multiple platforms at the same time, so phone and TV, smart TV, etc. And also, there's a brilliant feature on there where you can it can alert you if your personal information has been leaked online. But we've got a brilliant code for you. The code is That's Football. You can scan the QR code next to me, or you can go through the link in the description. You get the first 3 months free. That's right, not one, not two, but the first 3 months free. And you get 83% off after that. Links in the description. Use the code That's Football. Fantastic little bit of kit. Make sure you check out Surfshark. As I say, you can scan the QR code, which is next to me on the screen there. Big shout out to Surfshark. But look, let's have a quick look at the team. Well, you've seen the teams on the screen. I haven't had a look at them yet. Obviously, Napoli playing tonight against Frankfurt. We'd expect them to win that comfortably and go through to the next round. One of the favourites, I think, amongst fans to win it. But look, Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson, arguably their best back four now. Henderson, Fabinho and Bajcetic, arguably their best midfield three now. And then Salah, Gakpo and Nunez looks like their best front three at the moment. Their bench is starting to look a bit better for Liverpool as well. Milner, Keita, Firmino, Adrian, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jones, Elliott, Jota, Samiskas, Carvalho, Matip, and Kelleher. I think when they get Luis Diaz back, they'll be in a lot better position, But it's an intriguing game, and I'm really very much looking forward to it, as I say. And I think we're gonna get a good game. I do. I think it'll be a good game. The one thing I didn't do, because I'm a bloody idiot, is I didn't take a look at the Real Madrid side, which as champions, and I've got to say from the off, that Real Madrid Champions League win last year was remarkable. One of the greatest I've ever seen, because I don't think they were the favourites, and I don't think that they were the best. They were the best team in the tournament going into it, but the way that they won it was fantastic. So Courtois, Carvalho, Militao, Rudiger, Alaba, good back five that is. Valverde, Camavinga and Modric, good midfield three that is. And then Rodrigo, Benzema and Vinicius. That's a good front three as well. On the bench for them, Eden Hazard still there. Toni Kroos, Asensio, Vasquez, Rodriguez. I'm trying to see who else is there. Obviously, Casemiro doesn't play for them anymore because he plays for us. But look, don't write Real Madrid off. You don't like Real Madrid off. You don't write them off. Surfshark's there. Use the code That's Football. Get the first month's 3 months free. Check it out. If you've never used the virtual private network before, or you have, it's well worth trying Surfshark for 3 months because it's a good one. Big shout out to them. But let me start the stats carousel running around for you so you can start to see the team news as well as the stats and everything else that's there, which is great. You know what? It's funny, actually. I want to get into some topics tonight. So if you've got anything that really you want to dive into, maybe you feel that Fulham aren't getting the credit they deserve. Maybe you think people are writing Southampton and Bournemouth off. Maybe you think Chelsea should sack Potter. There's something we've not spoken about before. But one thing that really gets on my tits, this really gets on my nerves is, and I've said it a few times, it's caused by the Sabitzer thing at the weekend. So Sabitzer caught a Leicester player late with his studs on Sunday, and at the time I don't think anybody thought it was a red card, and then Pratt's on the TV starts showing it back because I think there was a break in the play, and they start showing it back in slow motion. And everyone's saying he should have got a red card. And Dermot Gallagher, typically on Monday, starts going, because he's the referee guy on Sky, I think it should have been a red. And yet, you've stuck by the bunch of prats you defend every week for the last few weeks. I'm going to call this out. It gets right on my nerves. I don't think it was a red card. I didn't think it was a red card when it happened. And the only time I've seen it happen in real time was when it happened. Because every replay I've seen is slow motion. And I don't know why we've got pundits, fans, ex-referees and the media watching things in slow motion, and nobody's got the brain cell to say, I'd like to see it in real time. I'd like to see it in real time, because in slow motion, things look worse. The impact looks harder, and it looks worse. It's like a goal in slow motion looks better. Why do we have to? Why when a referee goes to look at the VAR screen, do they see tackles in slow motion? It's the most idiotic thing I've ever seen. And I'm not just talking about the Man United one. I've seen it happen with Arsenal. I've seen it happen with Leeds. I've seen it happen with Man City. And I've seen it happen with Chelsea in the last 6 months, where incidents get played back in slow motion. And I for the life of it, it winds me up. If it happens tonight, it'll wind me up. I don't know why referees watch things in slow motion. You see them there with their bloody little... Can I play it back again? Slow-mo, yeah. Red card. And I'm like, what? You should be watching it in real time. Why are you watching it? Why are you even watching it in slow motion? You know when you get home and you're watching EastEnders, do you watch it in slow motion? Phil, get out of my pub. No, you watch it in bloody real time. And I can't believe... I get offsides. Offsides, do it in slow-mo because you want to get whether it's accurate. But fouls, watch them in real time. For God's sake, you're not doing any justice to the players that are doing those tackles if you're watching them in slow motion. There is no advantage to watching a foul or a potential red card in slow motion. If anything, you're enhancing the chance of the red card if you watch it in slow motion. Because in real time, you'll get a grasp of how the tackle played out and the attempt to win the ball, or whether it was malicious, or whether it was late, or whether it was reckless. I'm tired of it. I'm absolute tired of it. And I cannot, and I've searched everywhere, see any justification for why red card tackles get shown in slow motion. I don't get it. I just do not get it. But look, people will go, well, because it's a brutal take. But you're not giving me any reason for it, Cade. I think you can say it's a brutal take from me. I think you're an idiot because you're not offering anything back. Why do we watch those tackles in slow-mo? And the brilliant thing is, I'm not talking about Man United. I'm talking about anybody. I've seen it happen to Chelsea. I've seen it happen to Arsenal. I've seen it happen to Liverpool. And I've seen it happen to Leeds. And every single time I've said, why are they watching it in slow motion? I do not get it. Explain it to me and maybe I can be converted to what everyone else is thinking. But you're wrong, mate, or it's a bad take. That doesn't explain it. And I tell you what, next time your team has a player sent off and they're watching it on slow-mo, you'll do exactly what I'm saying now. You'll go, why the fuck are they watching it in slow motion? I mean, I don't get it. It happened in real time. Watch it in real time. It's the most logical thing in the world. Anyway, that killed 5 minutes with a bit of controversy. Let's get back on with the match. See what I did there? Brilliant. Okay, right, we're about ready to start here. 8 o'clock. Under the lights at Anfield, first leg, Real Madrid at Liverpool, the holders. Real Madrid are favourites to win this. Of that, there is no doubt. My score prediction will be pretty simple, and I'm going to say I think this is going to end in a draw. But I give I give Liverpool a chance. I give them a chance because I'm going to call it the Premier League factor, in the sense that you just don't know. You just do not know what is going to happen in relation to how good is La Liga compared to the Premier League right now. And that's the thing, isn't it? Right, let me get this up. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Hope you're all doing well. If you've got any other controversial takes you'd like us to have a chat, well, you know, I have a few things now. I have Hot Take Bridge, which I introduced on the Football Filling with Ben Foster the other day. So, Hot Take Bridge is when I say something that nobody's aware of at the moment, and when it comes true, it's a bit like investing in something. I'll come out with something when it's at a low price, and then you need to jump on board with it because in a few weeks or a few months, it'll be really popular. So hot take bridge. Sometimes I'll lose your money, but you're not really investing. You're investing your credibility, really. Sometimes your credibility will be in the mud, but sometimes it'll be a brilliant hot take. So let me just start the timer here. I think this is going to be a draw, first leg. I'm going to go for a draw, and we're off and running. So one of my hot takes recently was that Marcus Rashford will be the next English player to win the Ballon d'Or. I said this about 3 weeks ago. I got laughed at, and now the stock price is rising. I'm also going to do controversial topic bridge. So I've just been talking there about slow motions on red card reviews. I think it's a stupid take. If you've got any other things you want to talk as well. Games at Anfield, yes. I'm going to go for a draw here. Liverpool need to impress their press and intensity in this first leg. Big test for Liverpool, this. Very big test. They've got United coming to Anfield in a couple of weeks. Real Madrid are obviously here tonight. Are Liverpool on the bounce back? Are they starting to find some rhythm? Carlo Ancelotti back. 2-1 Liverpool. Salah is about to get his revenge, says it's Crossbow. My latest hot take is that Graham Potter's going to turn it around at Chelsea, because the stock is really low on that. And if that goes up, that's going to be a proper hot take. That's going to be boiling. But I might be wrong with that one. I've got money in the bank from the Rashford take, so I'm going with Potter turning it around. And no one's going to want to jump on that. Liverpool are in. Pass it. Oh, Gakpo, what an idiot. All he had to do was slip Salah in and he was in. But Real Madrid a bit loose at the back there, and Liverpool engaging the press high up the pitch here. Very, very clear to see. They're getting at them, and Madrid don't like it. They don't like it at all. Good start from Liverpool. It's on BT Sports Ice. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I hope you've all had a very good day today. I'm trying to think what I've been doing today. Moaning about slow-mos on red cards, basically. Dylan says, hot take, Napoli to win the Champions League. I'd say it's a simmering take. I wouldn't say it's hot. I think if they did win it, it would be a fairy tale. But arguably, you could say they're the best team in Europe at the moment. So, oil bridge. I love how people think I want Qatar to take over Man United. I love it. I don't really. People can't stand it when you don't make a commitment, but I don't have the knowledge to make a commitment on it, you know? Is that a green screen behind me? No, it's real, mate. Those balls are real. They'll move if I touch them. There's Salah. Good cross. What a goal. What a goal by Nunez. If that's 1-0 to Liverpool, he might be offside. He's celebrating it a lot. I think Salah's sort of going, I don't know. What a goal by Nunez. I told you he was going to be a success. If that's a goal and he's onside, that is a bloody brilliant flick and a lovely pass. He gets in too many positions not to be. But let's watch this back. It's been a great start by Liverpool. Salah, let's have a look. Salah. I think he's on. His arm's offside, but I think he's on. I think he's on. Lovely. What a crash by Salah. What a finish by Nunez as well. What a goal to score in the Champions League. The cheek of it. The flick of it. Delightful. If that's onside, that's a bloody brilliant goal. Confidence, you see. Can't believe people thought Nunez would be a flop. I really don't get it, because I think if you know football, it's a goal. It's a goal. They're playing on. I think if you know football, whether you like it or not, United wanted him. Man United wanted him. Ten Hag wanted him. I wanted him at United. He's a bloody chance magnet, and that movement there. If he'd have missed that chance, people would be going, Parwin Punez, right? But the movement. This is why I know Darwin Núñez will be a success, because people don't give him credit for the movement. They just talk about the misses, but his movement is A star. And as soon as he starts hitting the target like he has done in the last couple of games, then he's going to be one of the best strikers in Europe. And it was inevitable. I've got the receipts. I've got the tweets. I don't want it to be the case. I don't want him to do well at Liverpool, but I wanted him at United. I think Ten Hag wanted him at United. He's going to be a success because he's going to be... His movement's too good. That's a very good goal. Right, Real Madrid have started off terribly here. They're typically playing like a team... They're playing like I think United are going to do Barcelona on Thursday. It's very early days, but this is always the question. Where is La Liga to the Premier League? And we saw last week that the best team in La Liga ain't better than Man United. Are we going to see a situation where Liverpool are better than Real Madrid? I don't know. There's a long way to go. But it's a very good start by Liverpool, and it was a very, very brilliant pass by Salah and a very, very brilliant run by Darwin Núñez, and the flick was nice as well. Well, I said it before. I said it a couple of minutes ago. Are Liverpool now finding their rhythm? This happened. That's a penalty. Oh no, it's a good tackle. This happened. This happened in. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Here we go. Oh no, good coverage by Gomez. This happened 2 or 3 years ago. Liverpool had a terrible season, and everyone was like, they're not going to get in the Champions League. And then they hit about March, February, and they just went on a ridiculous run and got in the top 4. And I think that's what people are thinking about. Garrick says, great goal from Núñez. He's going to be a great player for us. Starting to get all their players back, says Barth. They've got the know-how, Liverpool. I mean, they've been bloody terrible this season, but they've got the know-how. That's the thing, isn't it? Was that a foul on Fabinho? Could have been. Could have been a pen. Wasn't, but could have been. Madrid need to wake up here, says Ty. They do. Liverpool have started off. Typical European night. Overwhelming, high intensity, high press, and Real Madrid are finding it difficult at the moment. One thing they've got to do is not be out of sight for the Bernabeu game. I mean, if Liverpool can take a 3-0 lead to the Bernabeu, it's over, isn't it? Real Madrid need to, get back into this. But Salah's in again, and that's good play by Alaba. When's Diaz back? Real Madrid are comeback kings, Huzzy. That's what I mean. That's why I didn't say 2-0. I said 3-0. And where's Tchouaméni? Is he injured? He's back in about 3 weeks, mid-March for Diaz. It's very early days. Real Madrid fans are saying, yeah, definitely. Tchouaméni's ill. He's injured, apparently. Or he's got the flu, says Lewis. There we go. Thanks everyone who's watching. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Very welcome on That's Football. Liverpool at home have won 7, drawn 3, and lost 1. Madrid away have won 9, never drawn, and lost 3. So I think Real will get a close victory, says Jackie. Okay. Mark, Qatar make most of their money from natural gas, not oil, so it won't be an oil club like Good City, Gasbridge, says Fellaini. Are you still on Talk Sport? Says Ivan. I was on there on Saturday night. Núñez offside. I don't think so. How's your back today, Mark? Says Goris. It's getting better. It's getting better. Thanks, Minnie. Says you're my favourite. Trent gets suspended if he gets a second yellow. I think Liverpool have just got to keep the intensity up. Mo Salah's having a good game. Cross is not great there. Robertson will pick it up. Hi Mark, thanks for the super chat. Wan, he says, if you were given a chance to assist a foreign match, what game would you choose and which stadium? Best regards. I really do like the Nou Camp. I do. I like Italian football as well, so it would probably be the Nou Camp or one of the Italian grounds. I just love Italian football grounds. I mean, it's mainly because of Italia 90. It's the first World Cup I remember really properly, and I loved it. Here's Benzema. Real Madrid just starting to settle in a little bit here. Bit of possession, as you can see. It's starting to come back into it on the stats. Don't forget the Stats Carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. Links in the video description, or you can scan the QR code, download it for free, get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news and stats in the chat. Available on all platforms, and as I say, it's free. Darwin Núñez scored Archie. Big shout out to OneFootball. And let me get rid of Anfield Daily there, idiot. What do you think of Bjakatic? I think it's amazing that an 18-year-old is in a Liverpool team and arguably their best midfielder. He's that's the dream, isn't it, for any club, whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Liverpool or Arsenal. You know, Arsenal had it with Fabregas, didn't they? You know, a midfielder at 18 years of age in your midfield and playing well is a great thing. Good block by Van Dijk there. Rodrigo is about to shoot. I knew I was going to sneeze. I can't pronounce his name. Here's Salah. There's an overlap on the far corner if you can see it. Still Salah. He's going to go himself. Mo Salah. Oh, just wide there. That could have been 2-0. He had options. I tell you what, Salah looks like he's back, doesn't he? I don't know where he's been this season, but he's starting to... I mean, look, what do they say? Form is temporary, class is permanent, and he's starting to look like the Salah he's not been all season. Really, you know, brilliant assist on the Núñez goal, and a very good run there. I don't know, Liverpool fans, what's been going wrong with Salah this season? It's not my job to know, and I don't really understand why one of the world's best players has had such an off season, didn't even go to the World Cup. I've got my cousin singing Darwin Núñez is the best. He snubbed the Manx for the Reds. I need earplugs, says Jackie. Thanks for the super chat, Jackie. Confidence, says Jamie. He's been tired, says Jonathan. Marvin says, I think Salah's a bit of a purple patch player. Well, I don't know though, Marvin, because if you think about it, I think one of the big things about Salah is his consistency when it's gone well. But I do think a lot of Liverpool players were suffering from a hangover last year. I know there was a summer break, but I think last season for Liverpool was so intense. I mean, at this time last year, we were thinking about they could win a quadruple. And obviously they didn't win the Champions League. They lost to Real Madrid in the final. And they lost out to Man City on the final day for the league. So I think it was a lot of effort for Liverpool. And I think the summer wasn't big enough for them to recover. And I think that's what they've been adjusting to. But Damon says, Mark Goldbridge equals a football pundit on Sky one day. I don't see that ever changing, mate, really. It's funny, I was thinking that. Here's another, what do we call it? Hot topic. We're going to have hot take and hot topic. Another hot topic. We've spoken about why do referees look at red card. Oh my God, it's 2-0. And Timo Cortez has made an absolute clanger. What has he done? One of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. You know, fancies himself as a sweeper keeper. We've exchanged tweets. He has just made an absolute clanger. He's got the ball, he's got the time, he's miscontrolled it, and Mo Salah has scored, and he's red-faced. Lift your head up, mate. Pick that head of yours off the ground. You're one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. Mistakes do happen, and it's a massive mistake for Courtois in a huge game. He goes to control it, and he controls it well. It's a difficult pass back by Carvajal. He controls it well with his chest. The second touch bounces off his knee. The mistake is surprising. It's very surprising because he controls the back pass, which is difficult, well, and then it bounces off his knee with the second touch. And Mo Salah, I mean, it's a gift. It's a gift for Liverpool. What a mistake. 2-0. Timo Courtois. That is a gift for Liverpool. 2-0 up after 15 minutes here. When I said Madrid need to keep this down, 3-0 and they're out, people in the chat were going, it won't be 3-0. Well, it's only one. Liverpool have just been given a gift here. An absolute gift. I'm going to go and dig the tweet out. What was the tweet I sent to Courtois where he called me out last summer about distribution? I'm not like that. I'm not like that. To be fair, he DM'd me as well, and we had a bit of a back and forth in a polite way, so it's a mistake. These things happen. He's brilliant in the final, exactly, when we needed him to be. What a game so far, says that racing guy. It's been a very good game. I'll tell you what, shall I do a tweet? Check my tweet at Mark Goldbridge. Absolutely incredible, Mark, says Eduardo. Look, I think Liverpool will get top four. There's something that's changed with Liverpool in the last couple of weeks. And I think some people didn't think it was going to happen. I think it was logical it was going to happen. They've got too many good players and their manager's one of the best in the world. At some point they were going to click, and it looks like they're starting to click. Why does this place seem so slippery, says Ronnie. Gerrard's there, that's why. I saw him doing his punditry. Oh, that's what I was going to... Hold on a minute. That's what I'm going to talk about, hot takes. So we were talking about why slow-mos happen for red card decisions when it happened in real time. But I don't know whether you saw BT tonight. They've got Jake Humphries, the presenter, and then they've got 4 ex-players as the experts. And they had Michael Owen, Rio Ferdinand, Joe Cole, and Steven Gerrard. And I was laughing because I thought, all you need to be is an ex-player to be a pundit. That's all you need to be. I mean, Gerrard's just failed miserably at Villa. Oh, let's get him back on to talk about tactics and expertise. I mean, Liverpool fans will love it because Gerrard's a legend, but I crave the day where football starts to copy what they do in America, where not all the experts are ex-players, because I think there's some fantastic people out there who know the game, who haven't played the game. I've played the game. But no, I don't think you need to have played the game to be a pundit. And I think we're quite backwards in the UK. If you watch American sports, some of their best pundits, they haven't played the game. They haven't played the game. And I think the standard of punditry in this country is abysmal. And yet, every time you turn the telly on, there's 4 or 5 ex-players there. Rah, 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 rah. And they don't watch the game. They've got no bloody idea about what goes on outside the Premier League. So that's another hot take. Kelvin says, I've got a hot take for you. Luke Shaw is United's best player, not Rashford or Casemiro. Bobby says you're deluded. Mate, I'm not deluded. It's an opinion. I don't actually think there's hardly any ex-players that I think, are decent as pundits. I think, and in fact, some of them I just think they're just turning up for the paycheck. I think they're good at giving you insight into what it's like in a dressing room, this, that, and the other, but I don't really want to know what it's like in a dressing room. No wonder why they want a Super League. They're rubbish, says Joshua Bowwater. Well, Real Madrid need to turn this on because they're not playing that well at the moment, but that's a bloody great goal. Vinicius Jr., that is an absolute cracker. What a goal that is. Absolutely fantastic. Out of nothing as well. He smacked it into the bottom corner. It's absolutely world class. And they needed that. Real Madrid needed that. Vinicius Jr. all on his own. Look. Receives it back from Benzema. Henderson probably makes a mistake there. Henderson goes off to do his shopping. But that finish is delightful. Right into the bottom corner. I tell you what, if you want to look at technique and finishing, what a finish by Vinicius Jr. that is. Absolute golden. 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 Absolutely magnificent finish. Nick P says, Mark, I love your tweets. You literally throw a verbal grenade and walk away, let them fight amongst themselves. I don't read them. The hilarious thing is I don't read my replies. I used to, but I just don't bother now because, like you say, you make your comments and you leave it, and that's the fun. Great goal by Vinicius Jr. It's 2-1. We've got a great game here. What's the thoughts on Emery apparently looking to sell Emi Martinez, says the HPN? I think 100% he's looking to move Emi Martinez on. There was not a great relationship between Emi Martinez and Emery at Arsenal anyway, and I think he's had one or two digs at him since he came back, and I think clearly it's not the goalkeeper that Emery really wants. But on the other hand, Aston Villa are very lucky to have Emi Martinez. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world at Aston Villa, who are a mid-table Premier League club. So I think he will be moved on because I just don't think there's a fit between Emery and Martinez. Matthias, thank you very much for your super chat. Thank you very much. If you want to do them, you can do them through the $, by the way. We'll read them out. Vinicius is insane to watch, says Rels. He's a fantastic player. I mean, that's a player I'd like to see in the Premier League. And at some point, he's going to have to come to the Premier League, isn't he? Because he's wasting his time playing in the La Liga. He needs to come to the Super League, which is the Premier League, and showcase it and see if he can do it week in, week out in the best league in the world. And I think he could, maybe get a move to Everton or something like that to start out, and then he could get a move to someone like Liverpool or United. But he should come and try it out in the Premier League and see if he's good enough. You know I'm shitting you, don't you? You know I'm doing that on purpose. Do people understand the sarcasm? No, look, I'd love Vinicius Jr. And here he is again. I'd love him at Man United. I mean, we've got Rashford off that side, but we could definitely find a place for him in the starting 11. I think, name me a team in the Premier League he wouldn't get into. I mean, maybe Pep wouldn't like that style of player, but I think he gets into any Premier League side. I think he's one of the best left-sided players in the world. Fantastic player. Different type of player to Marcus Rashford. He's more of a dribbler, but he's got a wicked finish on him. Really hit the heights at Real Madrid over the last couple of years. I felt last year in that Champions League run, he was amazing, especially that game against Man City. But a fantastic player. 3 shots, 3 goals. 2 shots on target for Liverpool, 1 shot on target for Real Madrid. Check the stats. They don't lie. He's got to cut it back. Oh, God. How have Liverpool not made it 3? It just got stuck under the feet of Salah, and then they were blocking Darwin Nunez, but it could have been 3. What a game this is. For a Champions League tie between 2 of the biggest clubs in the world, this is an absolute cracker. What an advert for football this is. But brilliant defending by Real Madrid there. That looks like it's going to find its way in, but there's There's white shirts chucking their legs at it, their feet at it, anything at it. They don't care. Arses, they're chucking everything in the way. And Militao clears it. What a game. What a game. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I don't know what we're definitely not on. We're on the road to 1 million on this channel. Get involved, everyone. You're very welcome. Hope you're all doing well tonight. We've got a cracking game going on. I've played the game. Hi, Mark. I lost my aunt unexpected this night. Your stream makes it easier to deal with the grief. Thank you and cheers from Norway, says Bjorn. I don't know why I'm speaking like Jim White on that. I need to tone it down a bit. Yeah, really sad to hear that, Bjorn. And obviously, anything that helps you in this time of need and sadness is a positive. And thoughts with you and your family on this sad time. I always say grief's a tough thing, and the reason you feel so sad is because the thing that you've lost is so important to you, and you've got to take that time to grieve, and it will take time. But I'm sure everybody in the chat will, share those thoughts with you. Froggington says, "Where has this Liverpool been?" Exactly. There's some nice love in the chat there. What's the score in the other game, Goldbridge? Don't know. 0-0. 0-0. I lost my aunt a few weeks ago. A couple of years ago. She didn't die. She just brought me Lynx Africa. And I said, "Oh, Lynx Africa again." Such a cliche. And she didn't like it, so she fell out with me. She hasn't spoken to me since. So. Sing Zombie by the Cranberries. I would never do it justice. I wouldn't do it. But when I'm on stage, when I do my live shows, you can't come to the Dublin shows because they're sold out. But when we do the Manchester and London shows, there is going to be a singing section where, by popular demand, Guitar Bridge will sing some of his songs he wrote when he wanted to be a pop star. Classics such as Pockets Are Full of Money, Cup of Tea and Biscuits, and I'm an Island, Why Don't You Land on Me? I think it was that. Was it I'm an Island, Come and Sit on Me? No, that was it. It's not about sex. Love it if City get beat tomorrow, says Warrior. Yeah, I'm not doing a watch along tomorrow because I can't stand watching Man City. So I'd rather clean the garage out. I can't watch Man City. I just find them so dull. Unless there's a good chance that they're going to lose, I can't watch Man City. I don't take any joy from it. I can watch Liverpool and I don't want them to win, but I can appreciate a good match against Real Madrid. I can't watch Man City. I find them quite hard to watch anyway, but the fact that they've got 100 charges over them, I just think cheats. I can't watch it. I want them to, if they're innocent, I want them to be found innocent soon so I can watch them again. I find them really hard to watch. I think when you've got all those charges hanging over you, it's just very difficult to watch something and believe in its integrity. Anon says, I've played the game. I couldn't play Twitch today, mate. I'm just sort of mentally I said on the United stand last night, I was struggling a bit and I just needed to slow it down a bit today, build a fire and just chill out and relax. And it's done me some good. And it made me look forward to the watch along more. Good cross to the back post. And I tell you what, this game's got everything here. Who said I played the game? Soonest, Marcus. And Ivan says, Liverpool showing that they are back is why Arsenal have to win the league this season. Next year, Liverpool-Chelsea will be back and in the thick of it. I've said that before. Arsenal's time is now. I don't think this Arsenal team, as good as it is, could finish second to City and go, that was our rehearsal. Next year, we'll go and win it. Because I think there's too many teams next year that are going to be coming back. Yeah, I think if this game finished 2-1 to Liverpool now, I'd still say Madrid are favourites. Liverpool have got to open up a gap. They've got to take a gap to the Bernabeu. One goal won't be enough. Here we go. Trent. He's nearly done it again. Gets the shot off. I mean, there's the weakness of Trent Alexander-Arnold, the inability to defend, and Vinicius gets a good shot off again, and Alisson makes a save. For me, don't know what Liverpool fans think, but for me, Alisson's your player of the year. Every time I've seen you this season, and that's a great save by Alisson, by the way. Every time I've seen Liverpool this year, he's making way more saves than normal. I think he's almost having a De Gea-esque season when United used to be crap, and you're just so reliant on him. I think Alisson's been brilliant for Liverpool this season. I remember when you lost to Forest 1-0, and he must have made about 6 brilliant saves in that game. That should be 2-2. It's a brilliant save, but there's the weakness, and Real Madrid know it. Vinicius up against Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent needs to equal it out by getting forward a bit. Frankfurt are going to beat Napoli, says Safe. I'll tell you what, that's controversial, that is. That is controversial. Real are growing into the game, says Oshin. Unpopular opinion, says Bright. Arsenal don't get top 4 next year. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think top 4 is going to be difficult for any team, unless you're Man City. I think top 4 is difficult. I mean, Man United might not get top 4 next year. Liverpool might not. Can we have a cooking with Goldbridge soon, says Marcus. We can. And I know what I'm cooking. Snowman says, can I just say the experience on the pitch from Real is insane. Never write Real Madrid off. As I say, I think that last season's European Cup win or Champions League win was one of the most remarkable I've ever seen. It was just pure determination, experience, know-how, never give up, quality. It was unbelievable. And I'm not a massive fan of Real Madrid, but I thoroughly enjoyed their win last year because it knocked Man City and Liverpool out, which was great. But they showed remarkable bounce-back ability. I mean, Chelsea should have knocked them out last year. Like, they should have knocked them out. Chelsea should have knocked them out. That was the one. But they didn't. And Real Madrid deserved to win. Nice play here between Salah and Henderson. Back into Salah. Lay him off. Salah goes wide. Here's Robertson. Oh, that's a bad ball. But Gakpo does well. He's done well, very well, Gakpo. What's happening here then? Gakpo, he's overhit it. It doesn't look smooth yet. Next year he'll be top 5, says Big Ash. K Solo says, what happens if Liverpool lose? Well, there's a second leg. Oh. Next goal's massive in this game. Oh, lovely play between Benzema and Vinicius Jr., but Henderson does well. Goes back to the keeper. Mark, play Hogwarts Legacy. No. Changes to the Champions League for 24-25 season. More than likely, England will have extra place for one team that finishes outside the top 4, says Alan Kenny. There you go. Remember the Modric assist versus Chelsea last season? Oh, yeah. It was delightful, Mark. I mean, Chelsea, what can you do? What can you do? Napoli have just missed the penalty. RK says they missed the away goals rule. This first half's flown by the way. What a game. I've played the game. What a game. Thanks, Hazel. If Chelsea was sacking Potter, who takes his place? Says Reddit. We may as well give me the bloody job. I mean, I just don't think it's wise to sack Potter, and I certainly don't think there's a manager out there that's available for Chelsea. I mean, you're going to end... this is something Chelsea fans won't think about either as well. Why are you sacking Potter now when you'll end up with a manager that's not the right manager anyway? Like, the manager market, the best time to get a manager is in the summer. Look at Man United with Ten Hag. We ended up with Ranić and, it didn't work out, but it was an interim anyway. Oh my God. Alisson has just gone and done what Thibaut Courtois has done as well. He's kicked it against Vinicius Jr. It's 2-2. What's going on with the keepers? He's gone to clear it. He's hit Vinicius Jr. It's 2-2. It's 2-2. Wow. Absolutely wow. Keepers have got 2 assists. What's going on? Keepers are out here assisting like De Bruyne. That one is probably worse than Courtois, because Courtois is a miscontrol. Alisson kicks it at a turned back Vinicius Jr. 2-2. 4 goals. We're being entertained. We are, but maybe Liverpool aren't back. From 2-0 to 2-2. Liverpool, but then again, Liverpool were fortunate to go 2-0 up. Real Madrid are fortunate to get back to 2-2. Even Stevens is what I would say. Comeback kings are back at it as well. Real Madrid are the comeback kings of Europe. Liverpool will be, Liverpool will be like the person who's gone out for a night out, pulled an absolute stunner, took them back home, and when they've stripped it off, there's something there that they didn't think would be there. They're in shock here. It's 2-2. Surprising. You've turned the lights on and gone, what's that doing here? That wasn't in the instructions. I'm a firm believer in football gods now. Ain't no way, says Tamba. What a game. It's a brilliant game, Adicha. Absolutely brilliant. Klopp must have been on the phone to Pep recently asking for a favour from the Sheikh to have a fresh supply of something smuggled in. Mom's spaghetti. I don't know about that. It's pretty clear Liverpool need to get a new modern goalkeeper who can pass out from the back, says Jason. Well, I've jinxed a lot of things tonight. It was 2-0 to Liverpool and I said that the Premier League's better than the La Liga. And I also have been saying how good Alisson is. You've got to believe in Jinxbridge. It does even I didn't believe in it, but it does exist. Just look at some of my tweets on a Saturday afternoon, and within seconds, something will happen. Jinxbridge is real. I wish it wasn't. But unfortunately, I've come to believe that there is something going on. Because the opposite happens of what I'm going to happen. Vinicius Jr. is crazy, says Dylan. Don't forget to stretch, Mark. I know, I do need to stretch, Grego. I've got bare feet tonight, so I don't think I'll be able to do any kick-ups. Oh, what should we do at half-time? We need to have an 8 option thing so we can do quarterfinals to final. What could we do? I want to do something competitive as well. I don't want to do something stupid like best goalkeeper in the world, because people will just vote for Courtois. Yeah, going back to the Chelsea manager thing though, what surprises me about the desperation amongst Chelsea fans to sack Potter is that if you sack Potter, you're going to do it at the wrong time, because the right manager is not available. So if you sack Potter now and get Pochettino now, you're going to be sacking Pochettino in the next 18 months because he's not the right man for you. He's yesterday's news. You need to get the next Ten Hag if you want to sack Potter. And to do that, you're going to have to look and you probably have to get them from a club that they're already at. So you need to wait till the summer because the manager you need is not available right now. So Chelsea just seem to be lurching from one mistake to another. And I'm telling you that the manager you need isn't even there at the moment. So you're just going to get stuck with another short-term mistake. I'd stick with Potter till the summer, really. And then see what's about. I mean, there's a good question. Who is the next Ten Hag? Who is the next Nagelsmann? Who is the next Klopp? Who is the next big thing in the managerial world? Because they're out there. They are out there, but it's knowing who they're going to be. For me, I don't want to say a Brighton manager because it'll really wind up Chelsea fans, but I think there's a few in the Prem. I think Thomas Frank is an interesting one. What he does at Brentford is unbelievable. I think that De Zerbi at Brighton is very interesting. Probably a little bit early for him, but it's very interesting. There is a manager on the continent that I really like, and I've just had a complete brain blank about who it is. I thought about it a minute ago, and now I can't think. If Liverpool finish top four, I think they win the race for Bellingham over United. If they don't, United gets him. Well, Man United have got to be in for Bellingham to win it. Current Bayern manager, says Owen. Mark, I just want to ask you one thing. Do you think De Gea can play such aggressively and fluently on the ball at places like Anfield, says Sagar? Yeah, I do. I think it's difficult for any goalkeeper to go and do that at Anfield, really, if they really press you. Wouldn't be surprised if Luis Enrique ends up at Chelsea. Well, that's the one I was thinking about, Mike. That is the one I was thinking about. He's the one that's available. But he won't take it now. There ain't no way Enrique is going to take the Chelsea job now. You'd have to wait till the summer for that. Matthias says, will Still and De Zerbi, all great coaches with very different ideas, which is very exciting for the next footballing generation. AMK, thank you very much. Zidane's still available. Zidane's a funny one. I mean, I wanted Zidane at Man United when we were trying to sack Solskjaer. I did want Zidane. And then over the months, he sort of moved away from that and realised that Ten Hag was the one to go for. So I think Zidane's worth a look. But I think Zidane, for me, is a little bit like Gerrard at Rangers, although Gerrard is a complete and utter wish version. I think Zidane is very much about the coaching team he's got around him. He's got to have those people with him. 1-0 to Napoli. Osman, get him to United, says Lards. Mom Spaghetti's talking about the asthma situation at Liverpool. Moroccan manager's good. Won the African Champions League and took Morocco to the semi-finals, says Big Ash. Would you take Vinicius Jr. at United, says Sirius? 100%, yeah. I think he's arguably one of the best players outside of the Premier League. James says Enrique, Zidane, Hansi Flick and Mourinho. And none of them would take the job now at Chelsea. So you need to wait for the summer. There's a time to sack a manager if you want to get a good manager. We saw this with United. We had to sack Solskjaer, but we wrote the season off the minute we did it because we couldn't get the manager we needed. We're nearly at half-time here. Sporting manager to Chelsea, says Marketing James. Do you think United could ever land Mbappe, Cody? Well, the best chance they'll ever get of landing Mbappe will be if Man United get bought by Qatar. What a game, says the Real Killers. It's been absolutely fantastic, mate. Has anybody got any decent half-time topics? I just need 8 options. Is Rashford world-class, says Edan? Well, he's in world-class form, but I think world-class is defined by doing it consistently over many seasons. But his form is world-class at the moment. There's no reason to think that's going to drop off as well. But he does need to continue to do it week in, week out. Over multiple seasons. Good free kick straight at the keeper. Oh, I'm trying to think now. I want to do something at half time. I'm trying to think. Nice ball into Vinicius Jr. Cut back. It's going to be a... God, what a tackle by Andy Robertson. I really thought that was going to be 3-0 to Madrid. Rodrigo's on the back post, and how Robertson manages to win that and then not put it into his own net is absolutely magnificent. I can see Company becoming a brilliant manager as well. Good point, Jack. Good point there. Let's do best left winger in the world. Yeah, but I have to be very careful of anything that's got Man United in it because there tends to be a bit of bias, you know. Top 8 world cuisine, says Big Ash. Do I think Bellingham's overhyped, says Jaxie. No, I don't. I think he's a player that you want, really. He might be overpriced. Overpriced is something that's, always debatable, but I don't think I don't believe he's overhyped. Who would you put in the best 11 in the world right now, says Jacob? I mean, that's a long answer, Jacob. Where do Barcelona and Madrid finish in the Premier League, says Tiger Claws? Look, it's very difficult. I think Barcelona and Real Madrid, if they were in the Premier League as the squads they've got right now, they would obviously be fighting around the top 4 somewhere. And I don't know whether they'd win it, but I certainly think they'd be in and around the top 4 because of the quality of the players they've got. I don't think that's in doubt. I don't know whether they'd win it, sorry. Not to say they wouldn't win it. Top 8 Icelandic coaches. Yes, we'll do that. No. Mark, for the Qatari owners, you've got to try a Qatari dish in your next Goldbridge kitchen, please. Love from Qatar, says AMK. And do you feel older or younger than your age, says Charlie. Definitely younger. Yeah, definitely younger. I'd be tempted to do signing of the season, but Haaland would win. And then I think Casemiro or Martinez would win. Anyway, we're about to hit half time here. What a half it's been. Magnificent. What a game. What a game. It is half time. Liverpool take a 2-0 lead. And Real Madrid are back in it at 2-2. Both goalkeepers with clangers. But I think Courtois will feel good about himself. Being a top-level goalkeeper, you'll feel annoyed. But the fact that it's not 2-0 and it's 2-2, you've got to put it out of your head, haven't you? 14 minutes, they were back level. 20 minutes later, 14 minutes gone, Liverpool were 2-0 up. 20 minutes later, it was back to 2-2. It's been a fantastic half, but we're back where we were at the start, level. Random fact, ever since Rashford started pointing to his head, he scored 29% of his goals using his head. That's from Claydon. And if hypothetically you found out football was scripted like WWE, would you still watch the game, says Michael? No, I bloody wouldn't. I wouldn't. Is Son finished or just old, says Savia? No, I don't think Son's finished. I actually think Son in a different team would be a better player. And what I mean by that is I think that Spurs play such negative football that there's not a lot going on in the front three for Spurs because of how they play. If you put Son in an attacking side like a Man City or a Man United or a Liverpool, I think they would get a lot more. Worst city in England? Well, it's unfair to pick on Stoke. Full Champions League prediction voting, says Pell. And top 5 players in the Prem, Charlie Ruskin says. Okay. English player most likely to win the Ballon d'Or, says Ash G. I tell you what, I quite like that. I quite like this as a poll. I really like this. Who's going to win the Champions League? So who do you think are the top 8 candidates to win the Champions League? Because I've got Napoli, Bayern, Liverpool's got to be in there. You've got to put City in there. You've got to put Madrid in there. Who else? Who else? Benfica. Okay, we'll put Benfica in. This will be an interesting poll because Man United aren't in it. Zidane has joined Alpine in Formula One. Would he take a job in football now? Says Derby County fan. PSG. They're probably going to get knocked out by Bayern, but yeah, they're probably still worth a shout. AC Milan. Who else? Would you put Chelsea in there? I mean, for me, it's Chelsea or PSG as the 8th team. Robert Smith, welcome to the Members Club. Dortmund. Right. It's difficult now. Okay, we'll have a 3-way. We're going to have a threesome for the final spot in the quarterfinal. So who wins? Who is winning the Champions League? We're going to do this. Who's going to win the Champions League? This is going to be the poll. We will have 8, but we're all a little bit split on who should be the final team in the 8. So vote for Dortmund, Chelsea or PSG to take the final spot in the 8. Get voting. It's in the poll. I don't know what I've just done there. I put a link in there. Shit. You know what I mean. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner to do that. You're very welcome on That's Football. We're on the road to 1 million, which is fantastic. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner to do it. We're very close to 912,000. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Daily content on here. Everybody's welcome. I think PSG are going to get the vote here, but we'll keep it open for a little bit longer. We're doing a vote on who will win the Champions League outright. PSG, I think, will be out in a few weeks, but by all means, vote for them. You know, they could turn it around in Germany. They've got the players. There's no doubt about that, but I think they're going out. I think Bayern will beat them, but, you know, what do I know? Eh? I've probably jinxed it now. PSG... I've got the majority. But, no, Dortmund are quite close. We'll keep it open for a minute. Somebody in the chat doesn't understand what we're doing. We're not saying those 3 teams are going to win it. We've got quarterfinals in a minute. But we just need one from these 3 to go through to the quarterfinals. And I think we're just going to go with PSG because they've stabilised at 46%. Right. So we're going to do our first quarterfinal. Who's going to win the Champions League? And our first quarterfinal will be... who wins the Champions League? And our first semi-final is Bayern against Liverpool. There we go. Who's going to win? First quarter-final, Bayern against Liverpool. Who wins the Champions League? Dortmund are quite good, but I think Chelsea will knock them out. Yeah, I do. PSG can't win it because of their countless dressing room problems. So the best bets are Dortmund and Chelsea, says Kelson. And Soz just joined Mark, didn't know, says Lewis, don't worry. And Rashford wasn't the first player to do the finger next to his head celebration. It was done back in the day, look it up. Yeah, but he's took control of it. Definitely took control of it. Bayern are absolutely smashing Liverpool here, 80%. Funny enough, Bayern were my prediction to win the whole thing. Not that means they will win the whole thing, but they were my prediction to win the whole thing. So Bayern have won that. There's no coming back. 80%, and we've already had 5,000 votes. So out you go, Liverpool. Next one is another quarter-final, funnily enough, and we've got Madrid, Real Madrid versus AC Milan, who some people fancy for some reason. There we go. Lovely goal by Nunez there, though. Look at that flick. Goldbridge-esque. Liverpool are bottling this. Plenty of time, but Liverpool need to take a lead to the new camp. I don't think Liverpool can go to the new camp with a draw. They've got to take a lead there. 2-0 up to 2-2. But 2 keeping errors from both sides, 1 each. Riley, you can have a shout out. Thank you very much. Mark, as a racing fan, did you watch the Daytona on Sunday? Just over 800k kilometres. I attended the race and it was absolutely amazing, very fun. I didn't even know it was on, Zach. I didn't even know it was on. I like Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. It's funny, I like a lot of Tom Cruise films, but I think he's a prat. But most actors are a prat. You know, it's like, I think if somebody plays a role in a film, you think, oh, I'd get on with him really well. But most actors I've met at that level are complete and utter prats because they sort of have to be, because they have to take on so many roles. And they've spent most of their life, you know, at drama school pretending to be trees or a pound note, because that's what, you know, acting is about, taking on different roles. What famous actors have you met? Oh, damn my local. You know, you can't move for Brad Pitt and DiCaprio and, you know, Helen Mirren. They're often in there drinking a pint together. Real Madrid have smashed AC Milan. Surprise, surprise. You've got tomato ketchup in your eyes. Next quarter-final should be quite straightforward, I suppose, as well. Man City against Benfica. Oh, I was down my local a couple of weeks ago, and a few people knew who I was, and they were saying that Rio Ferdinand had been in there a couple of weeks before. I bet I got more pictures. Jokes. Saw Jay from the In-Betweeners at my Sainsbury's yesterday, says Retro. I've got a Sainsbury's down my road as well. Oh, Sainsbury's do a lovely soup. You know, they'd have to do a lot wrong for me not to shop in Sainsbury's. I'm talking like really bad stuff. You know, if they've just been, you know, skimming the books and overcharging for milk or something, I'd still go in there, because the soup they do, it's like this Indian flavouring with cauliflower. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. I can't remember what it's called, but it's so nice. They don't do it anywhere else. So, you know, if there's some scandal around Sainsbury's, I've got your back, really. As long as it's something financial. I mean, if it's something like involving any ism, then I'm out. But, you know, cooking the books or something like that, I'll still be in there buying your cauliflower. It's absolutely brilliant. Unbelievable stuff. What's your favourite perfume, says Andreas? On women or on men? Or on them? I've got my drawer in my bathroom's full of aftershaves. I steal them. I've got a fetish. I steal them from John Lewis. I don't really. No, I have got lots. I bought it years ago, and everyone said buy it because it's expensive, so I bought it. And I didn't like it. But then it doesn't smell that nice when it goes on. But then after a while, it stays. That because I think a good aftershave has to stay. You know, you have to smell it throughout the day. And it smells nicer than when you put it on. Creed. Mark, do you think City will lose Haaland, Pep and a lot of players after they found guilty? Also, the titles will be confiscated. I don't think we know that's going to happen, Riddle. And hi, Mark. That was me in the local with the Rio chat, says Daniel Stott. Was it? There you go. I know who you are now. It was a good night, that. Enjoyed it. You know how I'd know it was... Well, it doesn't matter. Right. Man City have beaten Benfica, so we'll end the poll there. Don't worry, Benfica. You'll get it back in a couple of years when they're booted out. And our final quarter-final for Champions League poll is PSG against Napoli. Them Chester United. Yeah, if that ever happens, I'm out. You can't change the name of a place. I think Napoli are going to win this one. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Really enjoying the show tonight. We've got an absolute cracking game. Why has no one told me to turn the clock off? People used to be really good at that. I love you, Mark, says Naney. Someone's got to. Thank you. Napoli all the way. Okay, Napoli have won this one. They're into the semi-final. We're cooking here. We're cooking. We may as well call this a cooking with Goldbridge because we're cooking. Right, first semi-final. Oh no, let me do this. First semi-final, Bayern versus Madrid. Which Madrid? You're having a bloody laugh. Atletico are done. They're done out here. Mason says, have you got any predictions for tomorrow? What about? Waking up? Porridge or shreddies for breakfast? What's going on tomorrow? Don't talk to me about... Mirren loves a good pint. I live in an area where there's quite a few... Well, to be honest, I live in an area where there's a lot of I'm a celebrity contenders, really. Then I wouldn't call them A-star. You know, a few Villa players, a few ex-Villa players. Yeah. It is a nice area, but they're more likely to be on I'm a Celebrity than attend the Oscars, let's put it that way. They'll probably attend the TV Quick Awards or, you know, something like that. I can't wait to do the live shows. They're going to be so good. Can't wait. I hope some of you are coming because it won't just be United. I'm gonna infiltrate it with quite a few bits. Still got tickets in Manchester and London if you want to go. Haven't got the link in the video description though, so that'll be a problem. It's called This Is It. Legacy Wealth is the chatter of the day. The soup Mark is talking about from Sainsbury's is called Masala spiced cauliflower soup. Brap, 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 brap. There it is. There it is. Who'd have thought masala spiced cauliflower soup would get such a shout out? I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Listen up. Listen in. Pack it in. This is the one you want in your supermarket bag. Put it in, seal it up, and run home with it. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Gary Barlow wouldn't shut up about this. I bought him a bowl round and he ate it, and he said nothing, and then he just spent 10 minutes going, absolutely incredible, absolutely fantastic, absolutely superb. It is masala spiced cauliflower soup. If you've got a Say-No's near you, try it out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Bayern are 53% against Madrid in our semi-final for who's going to win the Champions League, and it's stabilised. So Bayern knocked Madrid out in a very close semi-final. Our second semi-final, and we're just about to start the second half here, so let me just start it. Masala spiced cauliflower. I'm going to go and get myself 10 tomorrow. Put some in the freezer. Or just have a bath. Bath bridge. Oh, it's so good. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter how full I was. I'd still guzzle that. I would, in fact, if they did that and I walked into a pub and they had, you know, the best lineup of drinks ever, the perfect back five, you know, Peroni, Guinness, Amstel, Amaretti, Carlin, whatever. If they had masala spiced cauliflower, I'd say, I'll have a pint of that, please. And a big, nicer buttered bread. Second semi-final is, we've got to see it through, Napoli against Man City. Second half's up and running. Liverpool need to get something out of this second half. Go back to Bernabeu with a draw, you're going out. Who do I want to win this game? Well, Madrid. I'm a Man United fan. I don't want Liverpool to win, but I just want to see a good game of football, really. The Ellis says you should have said it was superb. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Napoli are going to win this. 67% to Man City. I mean, whether that's true or not, people just don't like Man City, do they? Let's be honest. So our final for who's going to win the Champions League, according to you, and this is a good poll because we can't put Man United in it, is Napoli or Bayern. And I tell you what, I'd like that to be a final. That's a final I could watch. Napoli against Bayern. Bundesliga against Serie A. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be good. Cross comes in. Oh my God. It's 3-2 to Real Madrid. Modric to Militao. 3-2. Madrid are just unbelievable. Unbelievable. More comebacks than The Undertaker. Unbelievable. I mean, it's 3-2 and from 2-0 up to 3-2 down at Anfield, Liverpool aren't back. I mean, it's just, that is, I tell you what, that is shite defending. I'm sorry. They're all in a line. I score this. There's a red line on the 6-yard box, and Militao just runs from one side of the box to the other in front of into a space where no one attacks it. It's the worst defending you'll ever see. It's clever by Modric and Militao, but the Liverpool defence, they're like 5 bags of cement. There's no movement. Terrible defending. Am says, Am, thank you very much for the super chat. Actually. Rubbish defending. And Real Madrid, like I say, unbelievable bounce back ability. They're at it again. 2-0 down to 3-2 up. What's your thought on Musiala versus Bellingham? Can Musiala play in the current United side? If yes, in place of whom? I don't think he's leaving the Lal. I don't think he's going to leave, is he? Thoughts on Berbatov, says Am. Well, he was a good player. Doesn't play anymore. But a good player. I liked Berbatov at Manchester United, but I think his best part of his career was probably Spurs. I think that's where he was at his very best. He was a good player for us, but I thought at Spurs he had a real hot spell. Eat soup from a bowl or drink it from a cup, says Daz. I do like cup of soup, but I've got to be honest, I don't know how many people eat soup, but one of the big attractions for me for soup is bread. I love bread. I love bread. It's my weakness. And I just love dipping bread into soup and eating it. And if I'm feeling really posh, I'll butter the bread. And if I'm feeling really special, I'll butter the bread, put a slice of ham in it and dip that in. Ham sandwich basically dipped in soup. That's the goat. That's like chocolate on a hobnob. But I love bread. So for me, soup without bread is like... Soup without bread is like... No, I can't say what I was going to say. That's why I'm thinking about something else. Great game of football, this. If you're I wouldn't even say I'm a neutral, but, it's a game you want to watch. Real Madrid against Liverpool, competitive game of football. You want to watch it, and it's not disappointed. There'll be plenty of Liverpool fans disappointed, but for us, watching, it's not disappointed. It's been an absolutely cracking game. It's like curry without a naan, exactly, which is also bread. Soup without bread is like curry without naan bread. Or, what else does bread go well with? It's like pizza without the dough. It's like ant without deck. It's like gold without the bridge. That was rubbish. Soup with bread. That's lovely. You dip in your bread in your soup. Brilliant. Ladios says it's like United Stand without me. He's one of our mods, you see. Lasagna and garlic bread. Yes, Jack. Absolutely brilliant. Garlic bread. I'm a bread man. I love bread. Bread sauce on my Christmas dinner. I couldn't eat that without it. I'd say send it back. Send it back where? I've just cooked it for you. I'm your wife. I don't care. Send it back. Put it somewhere. Just take it away from my face. You're ruining my Christmas. Where's the bread sauce? You had one job. One job. Don't forget the bread sauce on Christmas dinner. Tomato soup with a cheese toasty. Oh, thank me later, says Ross. I'll thank you now. I can imagine it. Do you think Rooney's overlooked when talking about the best players in history, says Goldie? I don't think Rooney's one of the best players in history. I think Rooney's one of the best players in the Premier League era. But there's not many places in the best player in history when you're talking about Ronaldo, Messi, Pele, Maradona, Eusebio, George Best, Beckenbauer, Teddy Sheringham. Zidane. But Liverpool have got to do something now. That's a good ball to Robertson. One thing's for sure, I think we'll see more goals in this. Liverpool have to score. They can't take 3-2 loss to the Bernabeu. Cruyff, R9. The Prem is miles ahead of La Liga best on this evidence so far. Mark Goldbridge, God love it. I know, I've completely jinxed it. It was worth it. Just found out that Louis van Gaal instructed Phil Jones to take corners when he was at United. Shocked and appalled to supremacy. Part of the process. Close the poll. Napoli against Bayern. I'm not closing the poll. That's close. Keep it going. 51% to 49%. Frankfurt have just had a red card and they're 1-0 down. Napoli are heading through there. Is Trent's left-footed cross not very good? Have you ever tried goat or buffalo masala? Ooh, Talal. No. Napoli are favourites, but never rule Madrid out, says Farah. What do I think of Gakpo, says Mustafa. Look, Ten Hag wanted Darwin Núñez and Ten Hag wanted Cody Gakpo. And Ten Hag, for me, is one of the best managers in the world at the moment. So there must be something about Gakpo. But obviously, we've not really seen him settle yet. It's not always easy to come to a team in January. And I think Chelsea are going to have this problem because not all of those players are going to hit it off straight away. But it doesn't mean they won't hit it off next year. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. 4-2 to Real Madrid. They've gone and got a lucky deflection again. And it's 4. It's deflected off Gomez. How do you be 2-0 up at home and lose and then 4-2 down after an hour? I mean, this is remarkable. At Anfield. Unbelievable. How at home do you be 2-0 up and then 4-2 down? Liverpool fans must be in utter despair. Rodrigo down the right-hand side. I mean, again, the marking's terrible, but it's an interception. The 18-year-old's not played well tonight, has he? Benzema gets the 1-2 and it deflects off Joe Gomez. I mean, it's not a clean hit by Benzema, but the way they're passing and moving, he did get the shot off. Liverpool heads are dropping here and they're 4-2 down. They're going out. They're going out. Their defence is shit, to be honest with you. Liverpool are back, but they're back playing crap at the back. Sorry, surely this would be the end for Klopp. Chiri, what are you on about? There ain't no way. La Liga's still rubbish. Liverpool are just worse, says Joshua. Well, the problem is, this is La Liga's second team against the Premier League mid-table side. So, I think if they were playing Brighton, it'd be a different story. I think Brighton or Fulham would give Real Madrid a good hiding, but this is a mid-table side from the Premier League, so. Napoli have won the poll. Napoli will win the Premier League, the Champions League, according to you. 52% to Bayern. I tell you what, I'd like that final, but don't count Real Madrid out. They are the kings of the comebacks. Not that I care much, but what do you think is going on with Liverpool, says Stephen? And the way Madrid are moving the ball is something to behold, says Mr. Nobody. Look, to be honest with you, I expected Real Madrid to win tonight. They're the Champions League holders. They've got an unbelievable know-how, experience and quality. They do not panic. We saw that last year. They just do not panic, no matter what the situation. They're like that person at school, I don't know whether you had it, who, they just won't stay down. They just will not stay down no matter what. And that makes them very, very difficult to beat. When you're 2-0 up, I said it, you've got to get the third goal. You've got to kill them off. You can't think you've beat Real Madrid. You can't show no mercy. No mercy. You've got to kill them off. At 2-0, you've got to get the third goal and absolutely kill them off. Don't give them a hint of coming back, because they will. They're unbelievable. That looked like a handball to me. That definitely looked like a handball by a Real Madrid player. I don't think it's going to get given. But I don't know. I think he's going to give a foul on a Liverpool player. Looking forward to beating the Scousers now. And what are your thoughts on Adeyemi, says Chambers. I think he will play in the Prem. Perth it was who said that. Watch this control. Oh, no. Did he control it with his hand? No. Gakpo's cross hits him on that. That's not a handball. That's not a handball. Yeah, as I was saying though, Real Madrid's bounce back ability is unbelievable. What's the problem with Liverpool? They're just not Liverpool, are they? I think their midfield is their biggest problem. I saw somebody saying in the first half, Henderson's been really good. I don't think Henderson's anywhere near what he used to be. I think he's lost something. Fabinho has lost something, and then you've got an 18-year-old. So I think their midfield is vulnerable. I think Joe Gomez and Matip have been poor. You can get at this Liverpool side, basically. Liverpool, at their best, don't give you a sniff. They compress you, they suffocate you, they keep you in your own half. They can't do that at the moment. So they give you a chance. That's Liverpool's problem. Bottling it at Anfield, I can't believe it. Liverpool out of all the cups now, no trophy for the Scousers this season, says Jackie. And S Club 7 concert goers were left disappointed when S Club 1 turned up, says Kenneth. There we go. Only good with Mane, says at. Anfield, Istanbul, says David. Liverpool just seem very slow, says Rich. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Cracking game of football. I still think there's more goals to come. It's still got half an hour to go. I mean, Liverpool need to be careful it doesn't turn into an embarrassment. But look, Here's Nunez. He's held on to the ball for too long. Way too long. He had 2 passes to Salah and Gakpo. That's the bad side of Nunez. And if they go and score here, he will get pelters, but it's gone a bit wide for Benzema. Liverpool were good against Newcastle until the red card and then were terrible for the rest of the game. Newcastle could have got a draw, says Alan Kenny. Modric is an unbelievable footballer. Unbelievable. I mean, I thought he was a decent player at Spurs. I thought he was a top class player at Spurs. But what he became at Real Madrid was world class. Liverpool are back up in the air and facing the pillow, says Ash G. I don't know what that means. Hope it's not something rude. Napoli are 2-0 up. They're heading through because they're winning away from home. Cracking goal, Kvaratskhelia. Would you put money on United actually getting sold? I think they are going to get sold, the odds there. Ben says, hello from New York. Great commentary, fun to watch, even when it's not United. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. There are no away goals. Napoli are too explosive going forward. I mean, the interesting thing about Napoli is, and I know you've all voted for Napoli to win the league, and maybe they will. Win the Champions League. Maybe they will. But in Serie A, they're ridiculous. They're 15 points clear. They're 15 points clear in Serie A. They're not going to get caught. They've lost 1 game all season in Serie A. They've won 20. 20 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Unbelievable. Everybody, if you took Napoli out of Serie A, it would be an unbelievable season. Inter have got 47, Roma have got 44, Milan have got 44, Lazio have got 42. Atalanta have got 41, but Napoli are just on a different level. Napoli are going to have that league wrapped up very, very quickly. And then they might be able to focus on Champions League. You know? Firmino is coming on. Cody Gakpo is coming off. Again, not a great game for him. And Jota's going to come on for, I presume, Nunez. Yeah. He's faded out as well. Liverpool with a mountain to climb now. Last chance of any silverware. I think there would have been some Liverpool fans thinking, look, you never know with us in the Champions League. You never know what we can do. But it would be a big surprise if they could come back here. Firmino and Jota on. Gakpo and Nunez off. Wow, that was a big yawn. I'd love Napoli to win the Champions League. Man United aren't in it, so would I like to see an English team win it? No, I've never been like that. If they win it, they deserve to win it, but I would rather Bayern win it or not PSG. I'd rather Bayern or Napoli win it. What a cross that is by Trent, but nobody's really attacking it. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Surfshark on the show. If you've ever tried a virtual private network or you haven't, check it out. So what's a virtual private network? It's a way that you can mask where you are. So if you're in Australia and you want to watch UK Netflix, you can say you're in London. It protects your sensitive material, photos, documents, etc. 3 months free. Not 1, not 2, but 3 months free with the code That's Football. You also get 83% off after that. Check it out. Links in the video description or scan the QR code. Surfshark, well worth the try. It's free to do it anyway. Give it a go, see if you like it. And I'm sure many of you have got a virtual private network for certain things anyway, football related. But Surfshark's well worth a go. Give it a go. Thanks very much to Surfshark. How do you think how do you think United would do next season if Chelsea and Liverpool get out of their slump and start challenging for top 4? You can only do what you can do, Chambers. I think United's trajectory is on the way up. We need investment in the summer, though. Napoli played under 12 millions for Kvaradona. Can't imagine what he's worth now, says Dan Kelly. And hi, Mark. Where do you think Declan Rice is going in the summer? I love the channel. Odrin. I think that's a good question, I think it is a good question. Where is Declan Rice going to go? If you'd asked me that question any time up until January, I would have said Chelsea, because I know he wanted to go to Chelsea. I know Chelsea really wanted him for 2 years. But I think with Todd Boehly coming in, and maybe Potter as well, obviously the introduction of Enzo Fernandez, this could be 3. Vinicius Junior into Benzema. It could be 5. He's not going to miss that. It's 5-2. It's an absolute domination. Liverpool are getting humiliated at Anfield by Real Madrid, the comeback kings. It's a whitewash. It's absolute destruction at Anfield. They've been absolutely picked apart. They are 5-2 down in a Champions League game at Anfield. At this rate, Real Madrid will be putting out the under-18s in the second leg. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. They've carved them open like a Christmas turkey. Really, really, really bad. What a banter club, says SWFC James. That wasn't a smile by Klopp, Speed. I saw it. That was not a smile by Jurgen Klopp. That was, you know, when people smile, but inside they're absolutely, you know, distraught. I don't feel bad for them, Andre, no. I'm a Man United fan, so I actually quite enjoy this. But I would say I'm very surprised when you're 2-0 up at Anfield and you end up 5-2 down. I don't think anybody sees that. But what I will say is that we've witnessed an absolute cracking game. 7 goals. If someone had offered us that, we'd have said, yes, please. It's been absolutely fantastic to watch as a spectacle. It's been as fantastic as it's been surprising, but the performance from Real Madrid, again, you know, I would be saying, how do you knock them out? How do you knock them out? Like, we saw it last season in the Champions League. They've got this unbelievable resilience. Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder. You knock them out, you think you're it, you're celebrating, and the next thing, boom, I'm back in the game. They cannot be knocked out. How they needed that to go in from Firmino straight at the keeper. We want more, says Joshua. Thank you very much. Faye's on about bread. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the channel. That's football. We love these Champions League nights. It's going to be a good night from Liverpool, though. They're not going to be in the Champions League, and they might not be in the Champions League next year. I mean, Man United are going to Anfield in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, we win that. It could be the Bellingham game. It could be the Jude Bellingham derby. If we knock them out, if we beat them at Anfield in the league, puts us in a title race, definitely, but makes Liverpool's chances of top 4 recede. Liverpool being thrashed at Anfield, I love it, and I think I deserve it, says Ronan. What's going on with Liverpool? Well, they need a lot of investment. I think the Klopp out talk is ridiculous. I know a few Liverpool fans, and there ain't no way they're going to say those 2 words. Never in a million years. Liverpool are embarrassing to watch right now, says Nathan. And is Madrid the favourite for this year's Champions League, says Siri? Look, as boring as it is to say that, I think... I mean, I've gone with Bayern. A lot of you want Napoli to win it. But favourites, I think you've got to say they're Real Madrid, because I think, they've got that thing, which is a great thing to have. And they've got it. that even when you're beating them, you're scared of them. And they know they've got that on teams. They know they've got that. I mean, this people already knew it from last year, but this will be registered by every team in Europe. They were 2-0 down after 15 minutes, and now they're winning 5-2 away from home. It's psychological. They've got this thing psychologically. Mark, do you think United would have a better chance versus Madrid, says Raul? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think Man United are a better team than Liverpool at the moment. I think we're a better defensive side. I mean, look, Liverpool have scored 2 goals against Real Madrid. That's not bad. The problem is their defence. So I think United would do better than Liverpool, yeah, because we've got a better defence. Liverpool's defence this season is shit. Let's be honest. And your defence is your midfield as well. They concede too many goals. And as I said, the player of the season for Liverpool is Alisson for me. And yet, they're still conceding loads. Honestly, if Liverpool don't make top 4, why would Bellingham go there? He might go there. The reason Pogba went to Man United when we weren't in the Champions League. Some people will go there for sometimes they go for money. Sometimes they go for the project. I don't think Pogba went to Manchester United for the money at that time when he left Juventus. I think he went back for the project. But Bellingham might be sold on being the project. Bellingham might be sold on you're going to be the player that takes Liverpool back. Do you think Ancelotti is underrated for his calm demeanour on his team? I mean, Ancelotti, Connor, is one of the greatest managers there's ever been. I've always liked Ancelotti. I mean, it just didn't happen for us, but I think if the paths had crossed at the right time when Sir Alex Ferguson retired, Ancelotti would have been brilliant at Manchester United. I mean, I think he did a great job at Everton. It was just underrated, but he did a very good job at Everton. But Ancelotti will go down as one of the greatest managers that ever lived. No Mane, no Partey, says Pisco. And I wonder whether Craig still thinks Henderson is better than Scholes, says Harry. Milner's on. It's over for Liverpool. I mean, that Real Madrid game now, and to be honest, I don't feel disappointed, but I feel a bit robbed of the second leg in the Bernabeu. It won't even be a contest. I mean, Real Madrid have killed this game off at Anfield. Like, it's over. The second leg is irrelevant, isn't it? Do you think Alisson is to blame at all? I think he's been really the only solid defence we've had, Jeremy. Well, look, Alisson's made a mistake tonight. He's cost you 1 goal, but he also made a very good save from Vinicius Junior in the first half. I don't think that I don't genuinely think Alisson's done much wrong for Liverpool this year. I still think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Mark, I know you don't want to get behind any bid. If Liverpool was being sold and Qatar placed bid with those comments, how would you feel, Edgar? What, if Liverpool were going to get bought by Qatar, I'd have the same concerns I've got about Newcastle with Saudi Arabia and Man City with Abu Dhabi. They'd be in a position where they can basically win anything they want. It just comes down to whether you can buy the right players and get the right people in. But, that sort of wealth. Fred says, Bellingham to Manchester United. I hope Liverpool get Conference League. I don't want them to be focused on only the Premier League thoughts, says Sakin. Well, surely you'd want the Champions League. You don't want to get the Conference League, no. What do you think of all the claims Sabitzer should have got a red? I spoke about it already, Kenneth. I don't think red cards should be being reviewed in slow motion when they happen in real time, and I saw it in real time, and I don't think it was a red card. I think it looks bad in slow motion, but most things look bad in slow motion. Mark, this could be a good result for Liverpool. All faults exposed by a superior team, showing full well where their investment is needed on the pitch, says Nigel. Look, yeah, there's always a comeback, and there's always a a positive in a negative. Sometimes somebody passes away, you're really sad, and then you see what you get in the will. And that sounds bad, but it can be a little bit of a positive, can't it? But I think in the sense of Liverpool, they need to... That was a joke, by the way. Although some people are like that. I remember when a family member of mine passed away, and it was minutes, and somebody said, "Do you think I've got anything in the will?" Disgusting. But look, going back to what I was saying, Liverpool having a shocking end to the season means that they really do have to assess what the issues are. I think they've got the right manager in Klopp. I really, really do. But I think they need to rebuild. I think it's absolutely inevitable and obvious that they need to rebuild because there's some massive problems with that team. Is it coming towards the end of their reign, potentially? You know? Could be. But the big problem Liverpool have got is that FSG said they were going to sell the club and now they're going to stay. And look, I'm obviously not interested in Liverpool doing well. They're our biggest rival, but I can look at things pragmatically and I can say, if I was a Liverpool fan, and I don't know the politics of Liverpool, but if I was the Liverpool fan, when Liverpool were put up for sale, my understanding of it was FSG were putting Liverpool up for sale because they were being responsible. Yes, they were going to make a profit, but also they knew they didn't have the money to compete with Man City. So they were selling the club because they knew the club needed investment that they could never give. And I thought that's what FSG were doing. And I thought, at the end of the day, that's a better way to sell than the Glazers who were just doing it to make money. FSG are doing it because they've taken the club as far as they can and they know that the club needs super wealth. So that's what I thought they were going to do. Now we're hearing that they're not up for sale and you think, well, you haven't got the money to compete with Man City. So how are you going to compete with Man City under your current model? Thou shalt bow for the kings of Europe, says Mercury. Don't ever compare any club to Madrid ever again, especially Premier League clubs. Thank you very much for the super chat. Give us a song, says Daz. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat, actually. Need some water. I mean, Liverpool have been pretty shit since going 2-0 up. And that's a bit obvious, but they have. I mean, Liverpool's only hope is to try and get one back just to make it possible. I mean, I think it's impossible, but maybe. Daniel's a Celtic fan. He says the mighty Glasgow Celtic. 12 minutes to go. On United Stand, it was said that the Glazers could get into some sort of stock price legal trouble. Could FSG face similar problems, says Jetra? No, I don't think Manchester United or Liverpool owners will get into trouble for stock price manipulation because both of them mentioned investment. They didn't say outright sale. So as long as they take investment, and I presume FSG are still looking for investment. I don't know about Liverpool, but Man United, even if the Glazers don't sell, they're still going to take investment. So it wouldn't be... I mean, the share price of Man United, it would be stock price manipulation if they didn't do anything, but they will do something. Can I get a Sean Dyche, Akib? Well, I've only been in Liverpool for 2 weeks, and already I'm the king of it. I'm here, sat in the bath, with a bag of gravel, and a pint of battery acid, and I'm loving life. I'm the king of Liverpool and I've only been here for 2 weeks. I've heard about this Jurgen Klopp and he might have beat me the other week, but who's laughing now? Your team's shit, mate. And I said shit, mate, not shit mate, but he's shipwrecked. Shipwrecked. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not here to take the piss out of Jurgen Klopp. He's a good manager, but the Dyche is in town now and Liverpool's only big for one of us. And I tell you what, it'd be like me and Klopp down a dark alleyway in Liverpool city centre. There's only one walking out with a smile on his face and a bag of gravel, and that's me. And it's the same thing that's going on now. let's look at our head to head. And I'm not talking about a big headbutt. I'm talking about my wins compared to him, and I'm better. Ancelotti did this for the Toffees. Reed, yep, ex-Everton manager, yeah. Modric, one of the greatest midfielders to ever live. Jack, what a player, what a player, what a player, world class, in a glass. Sean Dyche like a diamond. Tarkovsky and Haaland. Nine minutes to go. I have got a sore throat now. I need that water. I like water. Does anyone in the chat like water? I actually like water. I don't know whether I trained myself to like it, but basically I was getting a load of fillings. This is madness. This is stupid. I'm going to tell you something now. A lot of people do like it. I enjoy water, said somebody in the chat. I like drinking water, bathing in water, and cooking with water. And I like bridges over troubled water. But I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I know what I was going to say. I used to do something really stupid. Matthew McFadden loves a bit of cooked water. I like hot water. Yes, I do like that. I've got loads of fillings in my teeth because I was stupid when I was young. I always liked sweets. But the worst thing I used to do in my early 20s is I'd take a bottle of Fruit Crush Fanta. I don't even you know, the red Fanta. Do they still sell that? Not orange Fanta, not Fanta Limon. I think it's Fruit Crush. It's red Fanta. I went through a stage where I bloody loved it. Every time I was down the shop, 2 litres of it. And they don't do it anymore. Fruit Twist, I think is what it was called. I don't know whether they do it anymore. But I used to have it next to my bed and have a good swig of it before I went to sleep. Well, you're basically brushing your teeth in sugar. So, basically, you know, some people go to the doctor and they say, if you don't stop smoking, you'll be dead in 5 years. Well, my dentist said, if you don't stop drinking Fanta Fruit Twist at night, you'll have a mouth like a basking shark's arse. I think he meant basking shark's mouth because they haven't got any teeth. But either way, it's smooth apparently. I don't know how he knew about basking shark's arses. I mean, there must be a name for that. I mean, I've heard of fetishes and I've heard of water sports, but knowing that how soft and smooth a basking shark's arse is, that dentist had me worried. And he was always going on holiday to the coast. But look, I had a choice to make. Either I quit Fanta Fruit Twist or I became gummy. And I said that day when I walked out, I don't want a mouth like a basking shark's arse or for mouth. This is my last. I had one last blowout. I went down to Sano's, brought myself some cauliflower masala and about 5 2-litre bottles of Fanta, and I just downed it all, and that was it. Never drank it again, and just got myself onto water and never looked back. Fruit Punch it was called apparently. I bet they don't. It's still about. You can still get it, says Southwest Ends. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll tell you what I love, and you can't get it in the UK, and I'll be having plenty of it in Ireland, so don't tell me they don't do it anymore. Red lemonade. Red lemonade. Red lemonade. Forget red wine. Red lemonade it was. And I used to have a Southey and a red lemonade and Southey. I think it had another name. Southern Comfort with red lemonade. Okay. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Era's come to an end, says Chambers. Madri is better than water, says Daniel Stott. Tizer. I haven't had Tizer for years. Tizer was good. I don't know what brand it was, red lemonade, but I tell you what, when I was in London the other day, I had a bloody lovely drink as well. Jameson whiskey and ginger ale. Oh, okay, that was a great one. Absolutely brilliant. Lemon Fanta. I tell you what I do like when I'm on holiday. in hot weather, in hot climates, I do like dos pintos con limon, por favor. That's what I'd say if I was in Spain. Probably get away with it in Mexico. Dos pintos con limon, por favor. Gracias. 2 pints of lager with a lemon top. But they don't use lemonade, they use Fanta lemon. So you get a pint of San Miguel with a Fanta lemon top. Ooh, that's a nice drink to drink when you're sat on the side of a beach. Southern Red, that's what it was called, Southern Red. If you went into a bar in Ireland 20 years ago and said, give me a Southern Red, basically you get red lemonade with Southern Comfort. And you say thanks and pay for it. And then go and enjoy the rest of your night. Red lemonade when you're sick is heaven, says Solid. Don't sell it over here. Something to do with additives. Additives. Lilt is now Fanta, pineapple and grapefruit. Get in the bin. Paul, that's upset me more than when they changed Marathon to Snickers. Opal Fruits to Starburst I could deal with. Although I did like the song, Opal Fruits, made to make your mouth water. But Marathon being changed to Snickers, that was a step too far. I was only about 6, and I remember Mum coming back. No, I came back from school, and I wanted to eat. It was a Friday, and I always had some sweets, and there was a Marathon, and it said Snickers on it. I was about 6. I said, "What's going on?" She says, "What's the matter? Why don't you just go and watch Blue Peter?" I said, "Forget Blue Peter. It's Blue Goldbridge. What's happened to my Marathon? It says Snickers on it." And she says, "It's a new name. I heard the advert on the radio." Nobody bloody told me. Why is it called Snickers and not Marathon anymore? Because that's the American name. Oh, bloody hell. It's happening again, isn't it? If it's not this being changed to... we're just being colonised by America. I'll tell you what you can do with your Snickers. You can shove it up the dog's arse. In fact, don't do that. That would be cruel. Just give it the dog. And... yeah, I like... So you've made me very cross now. Why is Lilt called Fanta, pineapple and grapefruit? Why have they changed the name of Lilt? Again, Lilt, for the totally tropical taste. Lilt, pineapple and grapefruit. Lilt, for the totally tropical taste. Lilt, pineapple and grapefruit. Lilt. Why have they changed the name to Fanta, pineapple and grapefruit? Fanta. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Fanta, I wouldn't piss on that if I saw it in Sainsbury's. Don't stock it. It should be Lilt. We're having fun. We're having fun. I mean, this game's been over for ages. I'm trying to take Liverpool fans' mind off it. Good to see we're solving the world's problems, says Nigel. You don't get watch-alongs like this. Other watch-alongs, let's sit around a table and pretend we know what we're on about. Oh, let's write scripts about trying to be funny when we've never been funny in our lives. Let's wear microphones and headphones so people can tell us to be funny and tell us what to talk about. I've been on those shows. There ain't no microphones in my ears, and there ain't no bloody script. You're the script. You write the shows. You're the stars of the show. I don't know where we're going to go. Tune in next time. Lilt. Rest in peace, Lilt. You'll be missed. Gutted. That's ruined my evening. We still have it in Norway, but we call it Surge, says Fred, and I've never heard of that. Cherry Coca-Cola, cherry Coke. It's new. The taste is gonna wake up your mind. How do you wake up your mind? Surely it's your taste. I love cherry Coke. Cherry Coca-Cola, cherry Coke. Woo! Remember lime Coca-Cola? That was rubbish. There's certain things you can't put with Coke. Cherry works with Coke. Lime or lemon Coke? Yeah. Mars is a Milky Way. Milky Way's a 3 Musketeers, says Beryl. No, we've still got Mars and Milky Way over here. Lime Coke was foul, Philip, yeah. Vanilla Coke, that was crap. Who remembers Tab Clear? Remember Tab Clear? It was basically Coke, but looks like lemonade. Stupid. I think our newsagents used to sell green cola as well. It tastes like Coke, but it was green. I thought it was a Paddy's Day thing, but no, they actually did it after that. Cherry Coca-Cola, Cherry Coke. Can't believe they've got rid of Lilt. Disgusting. Sprite Camberry. I like Sprite. I do like Sprite. I think Sprite's probably my favourite lemonade. I used to like 7-Up. 7-Up's... What's happened to 7-Up? What's happened to 7-Up? I used to love 7-Up. 7-Up was a bit glucosey. I like Sprite. It's less... But 7-Up. And there was another 7-Up that was nice. What was the other 7-Up? It wasn't lemonade. There was another 7-Up. Fanta was created as an alternative to Coca-Cola during the war. It's literally, having said that, it's delicious, says Harry. Apparently, it's something to do with the Nazis. I don't know about that, Harry. I don't know about that. Cherry 7-Up, that was nice. Yeah. Where are it? Where is it? I don't know whether you can get 7-Up in the UK. Tell you what, Liverpool are lucky that Madrid aren't 7-Up. That was always coming, wasn't it? That was always coming. You can get 7-Up at Sainsbury's for $1.25, 2 litres. Can you still get Cherry 7-Up? That was nice. Cherry 7-Up. Nah, you can't. You got to get it from America. Ship it in. Tell you what, America, you do get better drinks than us because you get cherry Dr Pepper. Oh, okay, that was a good drink. Sunny D, Sunny D destroys your mouth. In certain parts of the United States, they put peanuts in their Coke, says Jack. Here in Australia, we once had Vegemite chocolate bars, an absolute crime against humanity, says Nigel Jones. And I've done that one from Harry. Well, I tell you what, this show has been absolutely fantastic tonight. Thanks everyone for chewing in. And tuning in. 5-2 to Real Madrid. They are the Undertaker. And I'm not talking about... Well, they are an Undertaker, really, because they're digging the grave of Liverpool's Champions League hopes. But they're also the Undertaker, formerly of the WWE, who just basically used to rise from the grave every time. And can you call Ray and Paulie Pratt, says Reese. Real Madrid doing Real Madrid things. 2-0 down after 14 minutes and they win 5-2. Remarkable. They're through to the quarterfinals. Liverpool... Waste of time going to Spain. Forfeit. You're out. It's over. You ain't coming back. Because that's just a reflection of your season. Big problems. Entertaining game, but Liverpool need a rebuild. Cameron says it's not over. It's over, mate. It's over. You're already dead in this tie. The pulse is gone. It's gone. It's over. You're like Lilt. Rest in peace, Liverpool in the Champions League. And rest in peace, Lilt, who is now called Fanta, Pineapple and Grapefruit. What's that all about? Rubbish. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon. Don't forget Surfshark. Download it. Links in the description. Or scan the QR code. Give it a go. Fantastic. Really enjoyed the show tonight. Hope you have as well. And we'll be back with some content for you tomorrow.